Stepping up to the couch, it's Brian, who led the league last season in cracked screens. But with his new athletic case, it looks like that won't be the case. Touchdown, Brian!
Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Exactly, back bringing some more daily NBA news. But we got quite a few things to talk about today, so let's just get right into it. For our first story of the day, we all knew that this was going to happen. We have all said it countless of times that at some point in time, LeBron James and LeBron James Jr. will share the basketball court together. LeBron will play at least one season with his son before he decides to hang it up. Or maybe he hangs it up for a year or two and then comes back for one more year and plays with his son. But either way, it's the same result. In the end, LeBron James is going to be on an NBA team with LeBron James Jr. And LeBron James himself even talked about this a bit yesterday, saying that he will love nothing more than to be able to play in the NBA with his son. I would love to see the floor with my son. My son is in the 8th grade right now. If he continues on the path that he is on right now, he could possibly be in the NBA in 5 to 6 years. So that will be an unbelievable moment, not only for myself, but for my family, for everybody. So we'll see. Obviously, taking care of my body is number one, and we will continue to do that. But more importantly, taking care of the mind. If your mind is not fresh, then your body will fall to the wayside. So through the grace from the man above and through everything that myself and my trainer and my support team do, that would be pretty doggone cool if I'm able to be on the NBA floor with my oldest son. Well, with the way LeBron James ages, he might just be able to be on the NBA floor with both of his sons. Now look, I know LeBron did say that his eldest son, who is in the 8th grade, LeBron James Jr., could be in the NBA within the next 5 to 6 years. 5 if he stays in college for 1 year, 6 if he stays in college for 2 years. But realistically, it could be sooner than that, as by then, players will most likely be able to come straight to the NBA from high school again. Now, I'm not saying that that's definitely going to be the path LeBron James Jr. takes. He might go to college anyways, but it's a possibility that he could be in the NBA within the next 4 years. And that would be extremely convenient considering it would be the same season that LeBron James' contract expires with the Los Angeles Lakers, and he will be a free agent again. Now, though, we just have to hope that LeBron James Jr. doesn't get drafted to an organization like the Hornet, because how depressing would it be to see LeBron James spend his last year in the NBA in Charlotte. Next up in the news, 3-time NBA champion and winner of the 2015 NBA Finals MVP award, Andre Iguodala, just acknowledged that his time in the NBA is coming to an end, as he just said in an interview that he will soon be done playing in the NBA. I'm gonna be done soon. I could probably play a legit 5 more years, but I'll probably max out at 3 more after this year. Maybe 3 more. Look, Andre Iguodala is currently 34 years old, about to turn 35 in January. So if he played 3 more years, he'd be 38, which is for sure about a time that he should be thinking about retiring. However, he did also go on to say that if he spends any time with a team other than Golden State, he most likely won't be in the NBA for another 3 years. But if I'm not here, that will weigh heavily on what I will do. I possibly have another year here if we win. That's it. I know that, and I'm fine with it. And Andre Iguodala also implied later on in this interview that if the Warriors don't win a championship this year, that there's a strong likelihood that he gets traded before his contract expires in 2020. So this could be Iggy's last year with the Warriors, and if that's the case, he might only be in the NBA for another 1 to 2 years max. But what really intrigued me about this is he made it sound as if the Warriors already have a contingency plan in place if they were to somehow be defeated in the NBA Finals this year. For our next story of the day, look, I didn't think it was possible. You didn't think it was possible. No one thought it was possible. Yet here we are. It appears that we were all wrong, as believe it or not, but one team out there does have interest in trading for J.R. Smith. As it turns out that we might have all underestimated just how desperate the Houston Rockets are to rebuild their bench and to get enough talent to compete with the Golden State Warriors, as we got reports out saying that the Houston Rockets are monitoring the J.R. Smith situation with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, here's the thing. I understand, Houston, that desperate times sometimes do call for very desperate measures, as the Rockets have gone from pursuing a player like Jimmy Butler to keeping an eye on the J.R. Smith situation. And who knows, if the Houston Rockets do trade for J.R. Smith, it's not like he's super old or anything. He's still just 33. So maybe if he gets traded to Houston, he'll find some new life, new scenery, change of scenery can do him good, and he can start playing some good basketball again and be a solid player for them off the bench. But just a quick word of caution to the Houston Rockets. If you ever, and I mean ever, find yourself in a late game win or lose situation, please make sure that J.R. Smith is not in the game. For our next story of the day, you guys remember when you were younger, or if you're still young, do you remember maybe like a week ago when your mom or dad tried to warn you of something or tried to talk you out of something, but you insisted that everything was going to be okay and that you knew what you were doing, and eventually your parents just let you do whatever that was? They stopped advising you because they're like, you know what, we can't change his mind, he's going to do whatever he wants to do, even though they know that you are making a mistake. I'm sure all of you guys remember going through things like that. Well, that's just about how I feel about the Kemba Walker situation right now. As in an interview that he just did, Kemba Walker admitted that even though the Hornets as a team still aren't very good, that he will most likely be re-signing with the Charlotte Hornets after this season. These guys believed in me. I couldn't care less about big markets. That's not who I am. I want to make this place big. I want to be in the playoffs every year. I want to make Charlotte pop. Kemba, look, you don't have to like big markets. If you don't like big markets, that's cool. You don't have to go to LA or New York or even Philly if that's still too big of a market for you. But think about teams like the Milwaukee Bucks, the Indiana Pacers, the Utah Jazz, heck, the Detroit Pistons. We will make room for you. There are tons and tons and tons of small market teams out there that you could help make pop. You could be the thing that makes them pop, the cherry on top. If you went to any one of the other teams, you could be in the playoffs every single year. Now, I'm not gonna say you're never gonna make the playoffs again in Charlotte, but every single year, we all know that's not about to happen. But sadly, there's nothing we can do to talk Kemba Walker out of this, so he's most likely gonna wind up staying in Charlotte, so best of luck to you, Kemba. And for what will be our final story of the day, Devin Booker will now be the full-time starting point guard for the Phoenix Suns. As just this afternoon, Phoenix announced that they will be releasing point guard Isaiah Cannon and that Booker now will be their full-time starting point guard. Now, Booker has already at times been playing point guard this season, and he also did it last year as well. So as a temporary solution, this will work just fine. That being said though, the Phoenix Suns really need to start being aggressive in the trade market. They need to find themselves a point guard, because this whole Devin Booker a point guard thing, that can only be a temporary solution. That's not a good long-term plan. And overall, I just want to know how Devin Booker feels about the situation that Phoenix is in right now, because we all know that after last year, he said that that was the last year that he would ever miss the playoffs again. Yet so far, 20 games into the season, and the Phoenix Suns have already tied the franchise worst record start to a season at just 4-16. So the playoffs are already out of the question, and I know that has to be killing him inside. Also, Phoenix, just call Philly. Get Markelle Fultz for Ariza. That's all that needs to happen. That is gonna do it for all of the news that we gotta cover today though, guys. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I also hope that you're all enjoying this new 2 video per day format. Now, it's not always gonna be 2 videos per day. There will at least be guaranteed 1 video per day whenever there's games, but sometimes there won't be enough news, so I won't be able to make a news video like this. But for the most part, it's gonna be 2 videos a day, and I really hope you're enjoying it, because I think I might like this format a bit better, since I feel less restricted. I can talk about more news like this. I can take my time and talk about things going on in the NBA in the game section without having to worry about the video approaching 20 to 30 minutes long, as well as the part where I can't necessarily use all footage just because logistical reasons. I think that makes sense. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this 2 video format, whether or not you're liking it down in the comment section below. But that is gonna do it for me today though, guys. So until tomorrow, I'm out of here. Peace.